The main purpose of this video is to address the key issue as to why hyperhidrosis is still considered an issue. So throughout the years that I've been doing this advocacy, I have pitched to different people. I've tried organizations, I've tried individuals. But one thing that I've noticed is when you mention hyperhidrosis, it's the medical term. And the immediate question that follows is, what is that? Isonima what? What is that? And then now you go deep into explaining what hyperhidrosis is. However, the key word is sweat. So the moment you mention the word sweat, that's it. They switch off. So it doesn't matter the presentation, the explanation. You can define, you can even cascade and go into different types of sweat, how individuals are different when it comes to sweat and body odor issues and whatnots. Just by the mention of the word sweat, they switch off. Because now, to them, this is a hygiene issue. If you guys are sweating, just go and shower. Do I blame them? No, because that is the knowledge they have. When it comes to sweat, they think of it as a hygiene issue. There are numerous commercials for certain brands and products, including the regular antiperspirants, right? So they talk about using a shower gel, using a deodorant, an antiperspirant that is going to guard you from odor. You'll be able to hug people. You won't be walking around here smelling like 3 generations of funk. So with that picture in mind that has been there for decades, when you mention sweat, they immediately switch to all that conditioning that has been there because we've been subjected to all that conditioning of, the commercials. And right now, even at your age, there is a commercial you saw when you're 5 years old, 10 years old. Right now at your age, you can still remember that particular commercial. So it's the same thing. They switch off and then when I end up back to, it's a hygiene issue. And this is where now some of these things come to life. And it's made crystal clear because now they'll start mentioning, oh, why can't they use Nivea? Why can't they use Rexona? Why can't they shower? So my question again, not a question, but every time they're giving such responses, I also have to be prepared and vested with knowledge. And this is why I tell people when it comes to speaking about hyperhidrosis, you better know what you're talking about. Why can't they use a shower gel? Why can't they use this? That is a very good question. Now, let me be very particular. Think of an individual who has sweaty palms. The sweat that comes out of your palms is not smelly. And then now that captures their attention. That makes sense. Of course, the sweat that comes from your palms is not smelly unless you come in contact with different surfaces. Umeguza maybe a chemical substance or something that reacts with your sweat and then unapata it leaves a certain odor. But the sweat yenye inatoka kwa mkono, it's not smelly. When you sweat, when you see sweat puddles forming on your palms, even if you try to smell, akunaga, there's no smell from that particular sweat. Why? Because of the two sweat glands, the one that is predominant on your palms is eccrine, and then apocrine ndio iko sana kwa the underarms, the feet, the groin area, even the scalp. And apocrine, when mixes with bacteria, that gland produces sweat with a pungent smell. It's oily sometimes and with that pungent smell because bacteria inakuwaga very predominant na very synonymous with the particular sweat gland. So when I start going into the specifics of, approaching sweat from those particular areas, ya mkono, it doesn't smell. So why does the underarm smell? Then I have to explain further about the apocrine glands and the feet. Bacteria loves warmth and a moist area. So places zenye ziko enclosed kama the feet and the underarms, they tend to suffer a lot in terms of odor. And again, pia your pH, your body pH is very, very, very important. And people need to understand their pH. Your pH level react with the things you apply on yourself. This will include deodorants and antiperspirants and even fragrances. For them to understand why sweat can be an issue, I have to go deep in even giving examples of how it affects the daily life activities. Simple activities which are to normal acclimated persons may not be simple to people living with hyperhidrosis. Then we go further into looking into the body odor. There is body odor from individuals who don't have proper hygiene regimen. And I gave an example. I think I've given this example multiple times that even for normal acclimated person, including people living with hyperhidrosis. But in this case, let us look at a normal acclimated person. Kosa kuchapa shower for 1 week. Even you yourself, you won't like the smell that comes out of you. Right? When it comes to bromhidrosis cannot be the same as individuals who lack proper hygiene. Because individuals with bromhidrosis, they take care of themselves. They shower. They are very strict when it comes to their hygiene. However, they still experience the same problem. So we have to go deep. We have to look at their diet and so many other important aspects that may contribute to their body odor issues, whether it occurs in particular areas of the body or is the whole body itself. Ninafanyaga hizi presentation over and over, lakini response yenye napata ni the same. As long as you have mentioned the word sweat, it ceases to be an issue. I did the same thing when I submitted a request letter for an authorization from the Ministry of Education. I had to print a whole presentation for HAK. Nikaisubmit pamoja na hiyo letter, 2 letters. They had to stamp one that they have received, na hiyo ingine ndo ipite through the process iende hadi kwa PS. And the ladies I found at the reception, I took that opportunity to just do a quick awareness. And then nikawapatia presentation for them to understand hyperhidrosis, how it affects individuals, the milestones that we've had as HAK, what we have achieved and our goals na penye tunaelekea. But even before ni submit, the lady there said, how can sweat be an issue? So I started explaining, I handed over the presentation document, but still I could see it. They didn't see it as an issue. And this is very common with normal acclimated persons. They will never understand. And I'm not trying to be, disrespectful in any way. However, I've even seen some of them trying to give people advice actually advise people with hyperhidrosis on what to do. Utaona mtu hapo amesema no, you should use lemon, you should use particular soaps. I see some of them giving advice which is very misleading. Mpaka tu ninaanza kucheka because I just sit there and I'm like, at the end of the day, whatever you're trying to advise these people to do, it won't work, and they will go back to default. However, there are individuals who are kind enough to recommend HAKA. There is this organization, you can go to them. These are experts when it comes to these sweat issues, and they're going to help you out. Sweat will always be seen and approached as an issue, again, because where are the numbers? Where are the numbers? People are not talking. So whenever I'm doing the presentation, they see it as a Martin issue. This is Martin's issue. But where are the people you talk about? Where are these people you champion so hard about? So the more you're silent, the more you're embarrassed, the more we are lagging in terms of awareness. So we need to start speaking out.